So we've already got Erik ten Hag, our Dutch manager. That man's going to be coming in soon. All the Dutch kits are out there because, according to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United are not only going to be getting in one former Eredivisie manager in Ruud van Nistelrooy, we're going to be getting two to join Erik ten Hag's coaching staff. Fabrizio here with the second exclusive this week, actually, both on the coaching staff, saying Man United are planning to add, is it Rene Hake? Rene Hake? Go Hake. Sounds sexier. Current go-ahead Eagles manager from the Eredivisie into the coaching staff with Erik ten Hag. So next season, we're going to have like a triple threat Dutch Ten Hag, Hake, and Van Nistelrooy. I mean, what's your immediate reaction to that? Because, boy, oh boy, INEOS are reshuffling the coaching setup at this football club. Right, you can see what there's. Club side is confident and ready to get the new contract signed for Ten Hag and the new staff. I imagine, personally, I think this announcement is going to come all at once when it comes to Erik ten Hag signing a new contract and Manchester United announcing Van Nistelrooy, and now Manchester United announcing another manager. 3 Dutch managers who have all managed in the senior Eredivisie table in the last 5 years are all at Manchester United together. Could that be too many cooks spoiling the broth? I think that's a question that some fans are going to have, but certainly it bolsters the coaching capability of Manchester United Football Club. I think I've gone on record to say this before, and this was before Hake was involved, but I do not know what's going to be happening with Mitchell van der Gaag and with Steve McLaren. The current setup at Manchester United is Erik ten Hag as manager, Mitchell van der Gaag as assistant manager, Steve McLaren as assistant manager. We are now going to be adding, presumably, 2 new assistant managers in, right? Rene Hake and now other way around. Ruud van Nistelrooy and now Rene Hake. So that's Erik ten Hag as head coach, Van Nistelrooy as assistant, Hake as assistant. Where does that leave McLaren and Van der Gaag? I believe that Ten Hag is going to stay really loyal towards Van der Gaag in the same way that Van der Gaag stood loyal to Erik ten Hag. He rejected the opportunity to become Ajax boss when he was offered that, and he came to Manchester United as his assistant. But in terms of who Rene Hake is, I won't have time to do this today before I quickly go away. I'm about done there, like ready, packed for holiday. I'm like, oh, nice one. You're announcing another new manager. Brilliant. Anyway, I'll be able to do some more in-depth stuff on him. But in terms of these are the teams that he's managed so far. He's been in Holland his whole career. All right. And he's managed Utrecht, of course, who Erik ten Hag managed previously. He's managed Go Ahead Eagles, and he's managed the youth team at Utrecht. Last season in the Eredivisie, they finished mid-table, which is a respectable finish. Now, I need to look and dive deeper into the approach because, again, with what you're witnessing here, ladies and gents, is Manchester United or INEOS's game model being built. All right? Clearly, INEOS like what they see in certain managers from the Eredivisie. Or they're thinking, right, the capabilities of what we've got with that. And I'll be honest, like, I've spoken about this before. What I thought I was going to see from Manchester United was this blend of Man United and Ajax into this new hybrid Man United system that took the best parts of Man United in the explosive transitions and the fast starts at Old Trafford and the late winners and everything that we associate with the style of Manchester United, with the best of what Ajax had. The possession-based football, the build-up play, the patterns, the Cruyffian football. That's what I thought we were getting, and maybe that's what INEOS are bringing this back to. I've already done a little bit of a deep dive into Ruud van Nistelrooy's tactics at PSV, the 4-2-3-1 build-up shape, the emphasis on width, the emphasis on creating overloads, and also staying very compact. I'll need to look into how Rene Hake played with Go Ahead Eagles before I can have that conversation. But INEOS have made it abundantly clear that they don't trust that the setup behind Erik ten Hag is strong enough. They did all their research and they decided that they were fine with Erik ten Hag being the man at the top of the tree, but they weren't happy with what was behind him. They clearly don't think that he had enough support. They clearly, I don't think, felt he had enough knowledge behind him either. And this is a huge shakeup. So not only are Manchester United bringing in one former manager as an assistant, but 2 former managers as assistants. that is going to be an extremely knowledgeable set of coaches, but that's going to be quite a difficult dynamic to navigate. I personally think. I'm not here to throw negativity on it. I've said that would be a concern that I would have. You've now got 3 men who have all been head coach before, and only one man is the current head coach, and that's Erik ten Hag at the top of the tree. But if it works, then Manchester United will be significantly better next. I personally think we will see Benny McCarthy leave the club. I mean, there's no... Man United are going to keep Ten Hag, McLaren, Van der Gag, Van Nistelrooy, Hake, and McCarthy all at the club. No. That is definitely too many cooks spoiling the broth. So I think you're probably looking at Benny McCarthy certainly leaving. Of the two, if one of McLaren or Van der Gag was to stay as assistant, I would presume it would be Van der Gag, because I think he'll be loyal to him. And I don't know, has this ever existed before? Has there ever been a team in the Premier League or anywhere really that's had 4 assistant managers? I know we've had multiple assistant managers. Did we have 2 or 3 under? Was it Solskjaer? We had Carrick and we had McKenna. I think we had Phelan. So I think that might have been 3 assistant managers. Now we're talking about 4. 3 was a lot. 4 was one more than that. But mad. I'm excited for it because I do think that Erik ten Hag needed more. I think Erik ten Hag, his stubbornness really came through last season. Had we switched that approach to be more pragmatic early last season, the damage wouldn't have been anywhere near as severe as it was. And we saw the fruits of that towards the end of the season, and with how we played against City in the FA Cup final. Had we played the number 6 and 2 number 8 system, it would have been terrible. Wouldn't have won those last 2 games of the season or the FA Cup final. So he did show that he could, but he didn't want to do it quick enough. Big problem. So Van Nistelrooy coming in, that's a strong voice of an up-and-coming manager. He won't just sit there and just be the lapdog of Erik ten Hag. Hake, I don't know how much authority he would have by comparison, but it's not that it's going to be a power struggle. It's just going to be interesting to see how they negotiate that. But Fabrizio Romano has confirmed it. The Man United are going to be adding not 1 Dutch coach into their staff next season, but 2 Dutch coaches, both of which have managed a senior team in the Eredivisie. Van Nistelrooy, Hake, Rene? Call him Rene. Can't get Rene wrong. Maybe get Rene Meulenstein. I'd love to speak to Rene Meulenstein about this. But any Dutch fans in the comments who have watched Go Ahead Eagles, let me know what you think about him. How did they play last season? Were they did they excel given the expectations going into the season? What sort of football did they play? I'll be doing the research, but I'm going away on holiday for a few days. This was literally announced 10 minutes before I go. I'm now 5 minutes late. Hope my mate's not too annoyed. But 3 Dutch shirts over there. Ruud's on the wall. United, Van der Peoples TV? Yeah, why not? That was dick.